Sometimes I just want someone to hug me and say, I know it's hard, but you'll be okay. And here's a coffee and $1 million. Hey everyone, welcome to the Wealthy Idiot Show. My name's AJ, and I want to welcome you back. So there's a lot of things that it takes to get to a right mindset in order to really move your journey into the future. And I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've learned and I've heard from other people that I think have really projected my viewpoint and have really shown me what I need to be doing in order to get to where I'm trying to go. And I think these are some great views, and I'm going to credit some people for them, and other ones I don't remember where they came from. So hopefully, if it was you, you can comment down below, I guess. I don't know. But before we continue, go ahead and like and subscribe. Make sure you smash that button. But just hitting that like button or subscribing helps us out tremendously. We can get more information out to more people, and we can hopefully help more people along their wealth journey. So with that being said, let's get right into number one. Number one is spend your money. Now, I heard this from Grant Cardone. He said this, and it really stuck with me. I'm really good at spending money. Ever since I was a kid, if I had money in my pocket, I wanted to go use it on something, and that hasn't changed today. That's still exactly the same. So when he said this, I got confused, which you probably are confused as well, just by hearing that. But the concept that he was trying to get through is the idea is that if you are someone who spends like I am, and you have money in your pocket and you're gonna spend it on something, then go spend it on something that's gonna make you money. Buy a house, buy stocks, buy REITs, buy a business, buy anything. Go find something to spend that money on so you no longer have it, so that you stay cash poor. The more you can stay cash poor and put as much money as you can into investments, the further you're going to get in your process. Number two, if you chase money, you'll never have it. But if you chase wealth, you will always have money. I think this came from Meet Kevin. I'm going to credit him down below, but I found this one really helpful. The whole entire concept is, if you're constantly looking for money, generally what you're doing is you're trying to find money to spend on the next thing. You're looking at it in terms of like, if I can get that little bit of a pay raise, I can buy this better car. Or just this little bit more money, I can go out to eat more often, or I can go on this trip or this vacation. And the entire concept that he was trying to purvey is that if you chase wealth, if you get houses, if you get stocks, like we talked about a second ago, that you will have money. Money will be there as an option. And the more that you chase wealth, the more money you're going to have as an option. Now, dividends don't pay a tremendous amount, or most dividend stocks don't pay a tremendous amount of money. But once you get to a particular place where you have so much money in dividend stocks, the amount of money it pays will be plenty. And this is why Kevin O'Leary is capable of living off just his dividend income. So I thought this was really good advice. Chase that net worth number, build that wealth, and then you'll have that cash. Number three, if you have free time, there is more that you could be doing. This came from Graham Stephan. Big shout out to Graham Stephan. He's on YouTube. I would recommend you checking him out. I'm going to link him down below as well as the rest of these guys. But if you have free time, there's more stuff that you could be doing. What really stuck with me was a phone call where someone called into Graham Stephan's show and asked him, if I'm making a lot of money on the side with my Amazon store, should I quit my day job and just focus on that Amazon store? And his answer was, how much time are you spending on that Amazon store? And it was like an hour a day, a couple hours on the weekend. And yeah, he did make a lot of money on that, and his primary job didn't produce that much money in comparison. But his point was like, you haven't exhausted all the free time you have left yet to determine whether or not you should really quit your main job to go and do this. You have plenty of free time left, and you don't even have to cut out fun time. Like if you have 8 hours on a Sunday, there's still time at the end of the day to still do things. And especially this young man who had called was single, had no family, had no kids. You have time to be doing stuff. Let's do something with it. Number four, a successful person is humble enough to ask questions. I think this one came from Grant Cardone as well. This one really stuck out to me. So not too long ago, I bought a property and rented it out on Airbnb. And when I was going through the process of getting the loan and giving all the information, it was very confusing and quite honestly an overwhelming process. I didn't know what was going on half the time, and I felt weird asking questions. Like if I asked questions, would they think I was weird, like I didn't research before going into it? And so I ended up reading a lot of articles so that I didn't have to ask the bank people questions. But I watched a Grant Cardone episode, and he said that he doesn't know everything there is to know. He said by himself, he couldn't do his own job, except for that he knows exactly who to go to for what thing and how to make it happen, right? Through those people, because those people have the specialty in that area. And most wealthy people have this concept in their head. They don't know everything about everything. They know what they need to know to accomplish their tasks, but more importantly, they know where to go to in order to get the information that they need or to have things done in order to be successful. And this one really stuck out. I had to readjust and become more humble. And since then, I've been asking questions anywhere I can on anything that I possibly can. And I think I've really elevated my abilities to just in general, whether it be through my job, through family, through wealth, everything, just by having this mentality of being humble enough to ask questions. Number 5, investing is a basic necessity. I think this one came from our boy Dave Ramsey. Yeah, I think this one came from Dave Ramsey. Investing is a basic necessity. I'm going to go into this more in the future, but I was talking about this with several people, and the idea is that you really should look at, not how much it costs for you to go and move into X or to buy Y car or to expand your lifestyle. You should look at in terms of, when you move out of your parents' house, do I have enough money to pay for housing, food, clothing, whatever my basic utilities are, some cheap car if I can, and investing. Those are all requirements to move out. You should have that as a requirement. And the reason is statistically, you'll most likely have a family at some point, and you'll need that money as an emergency fund or for your future, for your children's future. By looking at investing as being a basic necessity, it's one of the first things that you do before you do anything else. You're going to succeed at this, and you're going to find ways to make sure that that money gets in there before you start looking at things like going on vacations or buying more stuff. And it turns out that it ends up being way easier than I think I would have expected. I invest the money, and then I have money left over. The money left over is how I decide what I'm going to spend on what, and the money is available. Number 6, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. I had heard this at some point, I think right after I got my job, but I do recall having a discussion with someone where I explained to them how I got the interview for the position that I'm in now, how I interviewed for it, how they liked me, and they were able to get back to me almost immediately and offer me the position. And they were talking about how lucky I am and what a random chance opportunity that was. And I remember thinking, I put like 6 years worth of work in to get to that point, and I probably applied at like thousands of places to get that job, right? It was a bit of luck in that he seemed like a random chance encounter for that interview, but I mean, I had prepared for a long time to get to that position. Prepare, learn, watch YouTube videos, read articles, find out as much information as you can, and constantly be improving, because you'll never know when an opportunity might hit where that preparation matches that opportunity and it takes you to the next place. Number 7, perfection is the enemy of progress. This is one that I've had to really take to heart, even in starting this YouTube channel, is that I really want things to be perfect all the time. Like if I do something, I want it to be the best of the thing it can be. And if I can't get that, I have a tendency to want to stop doing it and just move on. I'm noticing that just by doing things like this channel, I'm learning more each time, I'm getting better each time, and I'm able to produce hopefully better content as time continues to go on. And if we keep improving, eventually I'll get closer and closer to perfection, but you just never know. You have to start something. You just have to do something in order to learn and start moving through that process. And so I'm really fighting the need to want to make everything perfect. And I'm just trying as hard as I can to continue to do stuff and just kind of see where it goes and see where it takes me and learn in the process. Number 8, the Joneses. Oh, this is the number 8 and last item on this list here. The Joneses are not the base level of proper middle class lifestyle. So this is an interesting one. I think that in our heads, and this is something that may not be true for everyone, but it was true for me for some time, we have an idea of what the middle class lifestyle should look like. Like, this is what most Americans should live like. We should all have a house. We should all have 2 cars, 2.4 kids. I think it's 2.4. We should have a boat. We should have, some way to hitch that up. We should go on several vacations a year, a winter one, a summer one, right? And you kind of put this image in your head of what everyone else is capable of doing. And then you start feeling like, either I'm not capable of doing that, which is kind of, demotivating, or that you have to find a way to achieve that, even if you don't have the financial ability to do so. But the data shows that the Joneses are not the base level of proper middle class lifestyle. We've elevated that. We've kind of pushed it up by using things like credit cards and just kind of our general perception, maybe through advertising or whatever. The best middle class lifestyle is one where you're budgeting, you're investing over time, you're debt free, maybe with the exception of some kind of business debt, saving to go on vacations or saving for the next thing that it is you're trying to purchase. You're being very intentional, and you're finding ways to progress slowly over time, whether that is, living in a small house to begin with, expanding later on in your life, or purchasing that $5,000 car and, upgrading to a $10,000 car as time goes on. That's the proper middle class lifestyle. And so if you're at that point and you're thinking like, I'm here and I can't get up here, that's fine. You're in the right place. You don't need to be going into debt to meet this. Instead, get out of debt or stay out of debt, start investing money, and start concentrating on building net worth and not matching those neighbors who are trying to impress everyone that they don't like on credit card. That about wraps it up. So those were the great ideas and sort of insights that I've kind of discovered as I've been wandering around the internet reading books or what have you. And I think that they really kind of put into perspective what I need to do in order to get to the right places on my wealth journey, and hopefully they do the same for you. So before you take off, make sure that you like and subscribe down below. Also, check out our website, wealthyidiots.com. Take a look at some of those articles and start taking some of this stuff to the next step, to the next level. I want to thank you again, and I hope to see you guys soon.